Stop this fucking bullshit. Every fucking time. Don't. Shit. Every fucking time. I think. All right, so I think it's time to go. Everything seems to be working. My hands are looking good. So, I think. How's that showing up? Hold on, just a second. Okay, so as you can probably guess, this is kind of like a test stream. Sort of like a test stream. It's more like a first stream that I've very not so thoroughly tested up to this point. But I think I just want to make sure I got the focus right. But anyways, I've been streaming like video games, but I was testing doing like recordings with like the Warhammer stuff that I was working on, and I just kind of decided I really wanted to try streaming that for a little bit. So I didn't have a ton of people watching my playthrough videos anyway, so it didn't seem like it was too big of a deal if I just kind of pivoted from that. But we'll see how things go. But yeah, I guess I'll just kind of keep tracking it as we go along. Um, but yeah, so anyways, for anyone who does end up uh, watching tonight, like on video on demand or something. This is my first real Warhammer stream, so I've been doing Warhammer as a hobby for a couple of years now. Not like sinking a ton of, well, I've sunk a pretty good amount of time into it, so and learned a lot. And I thought it would be cool, even if I'm not like, you know, like like a great painter necessarily, to just do it because I like sharing this stuff. And I like kind of like sharing it basically. So I just thought it'd be fun to do. So hopefully things work with the music in the background. I think I'm actually going to turn it down just a little bit. I want to like hear the music, but not be kind of distracting. So anyways, the idea I think is, so on the left here, right here, I've got the list, which is the army list that I put together a couple. It started putting together a couple months ago, and I picked up a bunch of Gloomspite Gitz on the at like a local barter town type thing that they had. Basically got person's huge pile of like old Gloomspite boxes for a really good value, and so I decided like I'm gonna dive into this and I'm gonna focus on building a whole army that I can play with. And so I actually do have an army that I can play with. It's not finished painting yet, but as you can see, like I've actually done quite a bit into it. But I thought it would be fun to kind of share the process of me building the army, even if I'm sort of midway through it. And then if this goes well, I think once I finish this one, you know, I might sell it or trade it and then start a new one. But I've always kind of liked the idea of just like building the whole army. So what I've got here are actually some sneaky snufflers. So on like the left there, you can see the there's like the little yellow square, which shows like the thing that I'm actually working on screen. And so I'm in the middle of working on these. I had been recording it for, you know, possible YouTube thing, which I might end up going back to. I don't know. We'll see. But and I was in the middle of that, and then I was like, you know, I actually kind of want to stream this. So I think my setup's good. Hopefully the mic is coming through pretty good. It seems like the volume's decent. We'll see how it works with the music and everything. But yeah, so with that, where was I? So like I had these guys over here, and I had just put together these. Are these the snufflers? They're kind of like grots, but they're like, they've got these big snouts on them. So I'd finished putting these guys together. And I'm gonna put on some gloves because I have a tendency to like, when I'm using the hobby knife, to like come really close to the skin of my finger, including into the top layer of it. Usually without there being blood involved, but it can be a little close sometimes. So anyway, so we have these, right? And so these are these six guys. So we have them, and then these are just extra bits, if I'm correct. So we have some extra bits over here, which allows you to, you know, like do the normal like choose your favorites, or just I just kind of pick them up and don't even look super closely because I want them to be a little chaotic. So you can kind of like mix and match as you need to. But we're on step 5A, and so this symbol means to dry fit. And so it looks like with this one it is a mix and match. So we're just at the part where I'm going to be putting these together, and then I'm going to move on to the next thing. Box that I'm going to be opening up. So okay, and so the basic idea is we get these guys down. And then these guys glue in kind of like that. Okay, I think I got it. So we've got our like Citadel plastic glue here. think that should do it. Is kind of a little bit of a delicate thing, but I think we got the hand connected pretty well there. Okay. So just that 6 more times. Yeah, its feet were kind of like sticking up in the air, so I think we were able to get that down. Yeah, or let me check the camera real quick. Oh yeah, that's not solution. I think that feels a lot better. Okay. All right, so next one up. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's good. That's solid. Got a little misaligned there. Yeah, you basically got to get like 5 things to match up at once. They've got 4 feet on the base, and then the rope meets the harness for the snuffler. Okay. All right, and one came into place pretty quickly. Just one more to go. Okay, so there we go. We have 6 sneaky snufflers. And they're going to go with, I think they're like they're not a hero unit. I think I had them planned to go with a regiment of like squig herders, um, which is why I got them. I wanted more squig-like units. I like them because they're kind of a cross between like Moon Clan and squigs. So, okay. So I'm gonna go put these away real quick. Yeah, so those will cure until basically the plan is to. I've got my air. I have my airbrush station set up. So, but I like to. It's yeah. I mean, it obviously is good to try and if you have the airbrush set up to try and like hit more than as many models as you can at once, so that you're not like wasting paint and stuff like that. So I actually have one model over there, but I think, yeah, so I put together the sneaky snufflers. So we actually have a couple more that I wanted, basically everything in the inbox I want to get done before we move on to into the constructed until we move into the based azimuth. And then I'll do them all at once, and then once I get them with the rest of them, we'll kind of get back to painting. So I do have 2 Loon Smasher boxes, or Loon Smasher / Spore Splatter box, since they're the same sculpt or same sprues basically. There's just 2 different variations of it. But once those come in, I'll put those together too. But I actually just got the email that they are on their way, so it's actually not going to be that long. So I might, depending on how fast I get through these guys, might be able to just kind of like put them in at the end of this. So, yeah, so they're Moon Clan, Grot, Snufflers. They're actually not squigs, so that's interesting. But they're kind of they're fun looking model. I like those. All right, so I will put that away. Then I'm gonna do some quick updates to the screen there, and then we'll move on to the next unit, which I think is Snazgar Stink Mullet, which I think is because it's an old name that now is a fungoid. It's the same model as the fungoid cave shaman. They're the same thing. I think it's just like the old box name from like whatever edition it came out from. So I will make some adjustments. Okay. That works for me. I think the point is across. So we're working on the fungoid cave shaman now. So, all right. Let's... Interesting. Normally they don't have this plastic inset. I wonder what the deal is with the Snazgar stink bullet thing. I didn't see that on the list of available units. Maybe it's like a Warcry thing or something. This box. Side. Alright. Yeah, this one doesn't look like it's gonna be super hard to put together. Oh yeah. It's one page, so. Description. A fungoid cave shaman is a single model. They are accompanied by a spore squig, which can bite the ankles of those that threaten its masters with its vicious teeth. So we got the fungoid cave shaman because I wanted something thematically to lead like the same regiment that has the Gobapalooza in it. And so it's like a Gobapalooza and a stabber unit, which is like the experimental stabbers, and then also the fanatics. They're actually going to be in that unit. And so it's kind of like the crazy one, the crazy mushroom unit is the way that I thought of them. So they're Moon Clan, they're hero, which is the big thing. I needed a hero. I wanted a hero for like the wizard regiment. Yeah, okay. Let's just get started on them all. You can see it's got like, that's the squig there. What did they call it? A spore squig. So that's a spore squig. They've got one of these like critter crawler things that you see in some of the units. You can see some of like the barnacles growing on the back there, and yeah, some of these models are pretty gnarly. So, and then that's his face right there. Cool. All right. Okay, so part 1 is 1 and 2. It's like this is... Okay, I think this is like part of their cape. And, it just fits in there like that. Okay, so I'll get to cleaning this. I think I might have just clipped off one of its legs a little bit there. Whoops. It doesn't really seem to have any mold lines that need to be removed, so be good for gluing. And yeah, okay, you can see there. It's very small, but I did uh, chop off one of its little like appendages there. So my bad. I feel like I can actually see it down there in all the plastic. Okay, let's get this glued. Nothing to see. Hmm. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to see those mold lines once the models start to come together. Yeah, see, there it is. Okay. All right, and so step 2 is to take part 3 and then tack it onto the back. So we got part 3 here, and you can see, like, that's his arm with the sickle, and then he's got all the barnacles back there, and the hair, and then mushrooms, obviously. Okay. That should be good. So many details to this unit. Okay, so you can see actually underneath here I missed that. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of mold line. That's probably arguable. It might actually just be part of the gills of the mushroom. So, okay, so that's step 2. So the next one, we take part 6 and then put it on the part 4, which is the staff, and then we're going to put that onto the main body from part 2. Easy enough. And so this is part 4, which is the staff, and it's got this, like, the top of it's made out of like a crawler. I think there's a name for them. I think it's probably just like cave creeper or something. And then yeah, just kind of like a twisted branch there. And then 6 is, oh, it's what hangs off the front of the staff, and it's like it's the actual head of the bug. And then like yeah, like some magical things hanging off the end of it there. Cool. All right. I slipped a little bit there. Trying to get this without shaving off half the bug's face. Okay. Mixed success. It's good. Okay. So that fits in there really snug. Yeah. I love it. I love it when it's just that easy. Okay. And then this part might be trickier. Gotta get it the right angle into his sleeve there. That's it right there. Okay. Okay, yeah, a lot of it came out all at once. Oh, and there is a spot down there that it connects. So I think we should get some glue in there. And line that up. Okay. All right, and then step 4 is to take part 5, which is his face, and put it on. That's just one piece. Very small piece. So we'll make sure that bit's clean. That's where the glue is going to go. Okay. Let's try fit this first. So it's got like a little diamond spot in the back there to match up. And yeah, that's pretty tight fit. Just a dab there. Dab there. Oh, crap. Okay. Dude, he's got a gnarly face. At least that side of him. He has this, like, it almost looks like a glass eye. Yeah, one side is just sort of like a goblin face, and the other one's sort of covered by the mask. Oh, that's pretty gnarly. Okay. Right, so now he has a face. We're on to step 5 of 6. Alright, so we take what we just built, and then we put that onto the mount. Which is part 7. It's kind of like the rock that he's standing on. You can see, like, his toes right there. It's actually got, like, some stalagmites or stalactites. I don't know. I'll know by the time I'm finished with these guys, because I'm gonna do those for bases, and so stalagmites or tights. I don't know which one. Whichever one comes up from the floor. And maybe I'll just do the other one, just to make a point of it. Like have some rocky overhang or something. I have no idea how I would actually do that, but alright, so putting this over here. Okay. Okay. Let's get the mold lines from this guy. That looks pretty good. And so yeah, we got the foot there, and then okay, so the staff, I was the what, it doesn't need to be perfect, but yeah, if you get the staff misaligned, I could see why that would definitely be a problem. But everything looks pretty good to go, so just get the glue on there. That's like the one obvious mistake right there. You can still see it, and clipped off its leg. Oh no, oh shoot. Okay, well there's my second obvious mistake, was pushing on the staff too hard, because I was trying to clean up this mushroom. I should probably wait a little bit longer. Okay, looks a little bit better. And then his arm's okay. Okay. So that looks solid. Now I can stand free. All right, and we have one more piece. So that's number 8, and that is the spore squig. And that just, I don't think it connects to him. I think it just stands by him. This one should be pretty easy. Yeah, it's only got one gate on it, too. All right, so oh no, it does have a spot, so I think it fits like. Does it? Does it fit in there? Out of an abundance of caution. No, it just seems to be sitting there. I think that's just part of the cave. So, okay. So, but we'll give him plenty of space so we can get that squig in there. That seems pretty right by me. I guess it's maybe a little bit further up. But it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, I'll go with that. So, all right, so there we go. That was, I think, of the newest models that I picked up. Fungoid Cave Shaman's definitely one of the easier ones. I think it's only like $45 too. One of the like cheaper heroes. It's a really cool model. I mean, it's like definitely got the gross out factor, which is just that's Gloomspite Gitz. If you want just like destruction that doesn't have the gross out, you probably want to do like orcs or something. The orcs are pretty tame. Not the cruel boys, but the Iron Jaws. Which is actually why I didn't go with them. I thought they were a little tame. I mean, they look badass, but lots of like armor and blades and stuff. It's nothing no one's hasn't seen before. So, but yeah, he's got like the creepy crawler back there, and then the barnacles, which are, yeah, because it's like a lot of the models, like especially for like the deepest parts of the cave, like have a lot of almost like have like barnacles and stuff, because of the dampness and, which actually the next one, I think the one I'm going to be working on after this is has the is the dank old Trugg, so which is going to be a lot of that. So yeah, so anyways, I'm just going to put this on the tray, and then the next step for that is it's going to go with the rest of them when we do try and do the azimuth on them. So I guess it can kind of show where things are going with these guys. So because this tray has a lot of the ones that still need to be painted, also fixed. There's some broken ones on this, but they're not in my 2K list, so that's why they're on their own little tray. But But basically, this was the whole like thought behind it was to do a dark brown uh, primer, which I do with an airbrush, and then go at it with ivory actually, which I think, yeah. So I bit or khaki or is it ivory? Well, I've got a lot more khaki, so I think I've been using, or I've got a lot more ivory, so I think it's actually khaki. So I've been using this to spray over it, and the idea is to give it kind of like that, like a torchlight glow, or more of a sepia look. And it's been turning out pretty well. This one's like part way through being painted, but that's like a rock gut Trugg. Um, and like you can see the parts that haven't been painted yet with speed paints. Also doing it with with an airbrush like the azimuth. I thought like it gives this sort of like subtle shade to things. I've got a few other speed painted ones that I wouldn't say are complete, because I think I am gonna do like another shading layer on top of this, especially if I'm streaming it, because then I'll have a lot more time. But yeah, so anyways, Fungoid Cave Shaman is done. We got the Sneaky Snufflers done. So now the next one is going to be Dankful Trugg. Yeah, okay. We got two more, technically four more. Yeah, we got this guy here. So big box. Sure, a lot more going on with this guy. And we're actually doing the Trugg boss, so we're gonna get another one of these creepy crawlies, but much bigger. And then he looks like he's using a stalagmite as a weapon. He's got like a little bit of frost there too, which is kind of cool. But yeah, you can see like all the barnacles and stuff because he's like really deep in it. But the reason I got this guy is because the general's regiment for the 3,000 point army that I put together is, if you have Trugg, you can have basically this guy who would be like a general, would be a hero of a Troggoth unit. You can have him in that unit too. So that Trugg unit is Trugg plus this guy plus 2 Rockgut Troggoths, which is a lot of firepower. And then also a Stabber unit, which I might actually move to another unit. But the story I made behind them, it, made sense to have a Stabber unit in it, but we'll see. Cool thing about that is if you do it that way, you can use that regiment in itself is enough for a 1,000 point game. That's if you do a Trugg, 1 Dankhold Trugg boss, and 2 Rockgut Troggoths. That's 1,000 points. So that would be a very cool Trogg army to pull out. So if you're playing a 1,000 point game. Oh, anyways, yeah, I think I'm right at the 130 mark. So that's like, I try and stream for about 3 hours. So, I'm gonna take a break for like 10 minutes, and then when I come back, we'll work on this guy here, and that's kind of that. I mean, I think this one might take me to tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll be right back. Okay. I am back in. Yeah, looks like sound's coming through good. So I changed up the music. Now it's calming cinematics. So this is my first time using like a streaming music station. So I went with Pretzel Rock because they have a more genre selection. I don't have anything against lo-fi. I just wanted things other than lo-fi and EDM music. Um, and who knows, I might end up not. I have a month to decide whether or not I actually want to have music on the stream or whether I just want it to be kind of quiet. I think the music would be nice, but we'll see. Um, so these guys can go into my bits pile. And I think that's it for the box. Okay, so yeah, you can see lots of really big pieces here, long limbs and such. Not quite trunk size, but getting there. Just got like a massive torso. So I remember reading online that it gives you a choice between kind of having a more mushroom heavy look to it or having like a more stalactite heavy look to it. So I haven't decided 100% which way I want to go. I might do the mushrooms. I think it makes sense with the army that we have. But we are going to do the dank old Trugg boss, so I need to make sure that I get that right. Yeah, because this is a much more powerful unit. And I want to use it in tournaments where it's what you see is what you get. So, but yeah, in terms of like stats for this guy, this is probably all outdated, but and from like 2nd edition, but he's got 10 wounds, moves 6 inches, 5 control, and then 4 up save. Oh no, sorry, never mind. It's, yeah, the Dankle Trugg bosses is a more powerful version of that. So actually, I think I got my book back here. Hold on, I gotta figure something out. This is annoying. It does this all the time. Okay, well, I'm glad I saw that. So, sorry for however long that was out. But yeah, so I've got the battle tome. So yeah, the Dank Hold Trog boss. So he's got like 12 health, 4+ save. His Boulder Club has 5 attacks, 4+ hit, a 2+ wound, at 2 Ren, and then D6 damage. So that's what, up to 30 damage? That'd be incredibly rare, but and then like most of the Trogs, he heals himself. He can on a 4+ ignore the effect of any spell declared on him. And then once per turn, any combat phase, he can roll a dice on a 4+ for the rest of the turn, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly Troggoth units. So yeah, which is pretty sweet. So like he can, with Trugg also giving bonuses to like any Troggoths around him, and then this guy also adding to it, they can be pretty potent. They all have to be kind of like packed together, but anyways, that's Dank Old Trogg boss. Let's get to putting him together. Okay. So first step is to pick 1 and 2 and just glue them together, and then also the belly here goes on, and then the feet. So I'll do all 5 of those pieces. So we need piece 1. There's just this guy here. Hold on, I'm gonna get all these clipped and then we'll start cleaning them up. 2 is the front of the legs. So this one here. I just was listening to the music that it's got going. It's like some Mary Poppins stuff going on, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's magical, that's for sure. Okay, just a second. gonna do an experiment. I was just looking over my computer and everything seemed to be running smoothly tonight, so I'm gonna try and change that by upping the camera quality and seeing if it breaks everything. So bear with me. Okay, I have no idea if that actually makes any difference, but okay. Things are still looking good on this end. You know what? I should open up Twitch. I'm gonna open up my own Twitch page, just so I can see whether or not this is working. It seems to be working fine, so keep that quality up. I might, near the end of the stream, turn it up to 4K and just see if that works great. I was just looking at these mold lines and I was like, you probably would be a lot more interesting. A little more interesting. Because this is not the most exciting part. If people could actually see the mold lines that I'm removing. Some of them are very faint. something I noticed, they love to put like mushrooms and pointy bits along the seam of the mold. I'll probably ask ChatGPT why that is. I'm sure there's like a legit reason for them to do that, like pressure for the plastic. Imagine it's a little more complicated than just like draw something in CAD and then build a mold to build it. Like there's probably some things you got to be aware of. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Okay. So now we can glue all these guys together. So the first one is going to be Truggoth's back with the front of his legs. So it's a decent fit. I feel like so that looks pretty good. I mean, I definitely think probably if I was more hardcore, I'd like use green stuff or something to close up that seal, but that works for me. All right, and then these can be done separately, but we'll do the stomach first. And it just goes in like that. Sweet. Cool. Alright, yeah, he's like... That was really easy. Okay, that one I probably put too much glue on, but... I guess there's a little bit of separation there. Try and push that in a little bit. But, most part, that all fit really tightly, so... Just put this guy off to the side. Okay, so that's 1A. And I got about 40 minutes left, so... Alright, so 1B is... One B is his left arm, which is made up of two pieces, 17, 18. And that's it. So, okay, easy enough. Okay, so 17's right here. I think it's on the other sprue. So 18 is this one here. We're still in the part that is true for both the Trugg off and the Trugg boss. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, that was not good. There we go. Okay. I think I just kind of want to leave that alone. Hopefully it'll it'll look a bit glossy when it solidifies, but I think it'll look better than if I tried to like rub it off, because it's gonna melt the plastic. So maybe we can do something with painting. So that was a little bit of a flub, but now it's fitting nice. Okay. So that's 1B. About 30 minutes left. Alright, now it wants us to put it on the base. And then this is where it's going to start making the difference between a Trugg boss and a Trugg. Just a Trugg off. Ah, man, alright, yep. Cool. Okay, so yeah, you can see all these instructions apply to the Trugg, and then completely different set for our Trugg boss. So we're just gonna skip to 3A. Okay, so 3A, we have piece 8 goes into piece 12, and then piece 6 goes into that piece. Then that goes here, and that's like his stalagmite shoulder slash neck. I think that's actually the start of his neck there. So we'll do that. So it's piece 8. There it is. So here. Be careful, I don't want to like clip off the side of the barnacle there. Okay. And then 12, that looks, I'm guessing that's 12. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I just was thinking something. Maybe it might be better for people watching if instead of looking over this colorful booklet, it had a cutting mat in the background instead. I use it to help organize things, but this might actually be a bit easier for people to see. So for anyone watching, if that made things worse, just let me know and I can go back to how it was before. That one, I think we did trim it, but I'll have to watch out for that to see whether or not that ends up being an issue with getting the fit. There's a couple of actually spots here where the gate is on a part where it's going to come together with something, I can just tell. So it's really, I want to make sure I get that one trimmed. Get this one. It's getting that part of the night where I'm like, I don't even remember if I had worked this piece. I'm just kind of blending together. Okay, so that's that. So this piece 8 fits into our stalactite like that. That's pretty straightforward. Okay. I had this perfectly, and then oh, I screwed this one up. Or was it the other way around? Oh god, yeah. Wow. Okay. Um that fits way better. I mean, fortunately this is like a hot mess of all, it's got a lot going. What I'm saying is it's got a lot going on here. So, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world, but yeah, if anything, I'm just a little bit embarrassed that I dry fit it and then put it on again the complete wrong way. Okay. So now we know how this one fits. Yeah. That did come together pretty nicely. And the last thing is this just fits on to this. So it to the main piece. I think we just gotta slide it under the mushrooms there and then get it into that corner. And that should be good. All right, and so I've got 10 minutes left, so I think that's probably a good stopping point for tonight. This is good progress, though, so, yeah, I think with the Trugg boss, so we've got the other arm to put on, and then he's got a necklace, and he's got his face, and then we put on his hand with the, like, critter crawler creature. And then his big mace, but, like, all together, I think, like, not... And then, yeah, he's got some... Oh, these are... Okay. These are the stalagmites and the mushrooms that he was talking about. But, yeah, I mean, altogether, like, not too much, not too difficult, I don't think. So yeah, there's that, and then so I'll do that tomorrow. And let's see. Then I've got the whatever it's called. I think like the Gloomspite, the Bad Moon Loon Shrine. That one's a much bigger box, but that's the faction terrain for the Gloomspite Gitz, and then I'm done constructing things until the fanatics come in. So, because I've got 2 of them, because it's one of those, it's like this one where you can build it 2 ways. So we're gonna build it 1 of each way, and then that's it for the 3,000 point army, the construction part. Once I think all that's built, then I'll do the azimuth and the priming for it. Maybe I've got everything set up to do it, so I can just like get right to it. In terms of like the stream, I think I'm just gonna keep working on doing this setup. Like my mic right now is set up to the side, but I think I can probably do some interesting things to move some things around so that it's better set up for me doing the a Warhammer stream versus like an Xbox stream, because I enjoyed this a lot. It kind of sucks giving up the game stream, using the time that I would be using for the game stream, because I was enjoying that. But this is like, in terms of my hobby time, I think Warhammer is always going to be higher. Plus I don't know, So we'll see how it does. I mean, like, but yeah, so tomorrow will be Truggoth and then the Moon Shrine Lair, and then we'll see where things go from there. But yeah, I think that's it. So for anyone watching, thanks for checking out the channel. I plan on streaming, or generally I stream Sunday through Thursday or Monday through Thursday for most often, but occasionally off some nights just because I can't get to it. Starting 9:30 Pacific, and then usually going until a little bit after midnight. So, and then yeah, I think the plan is like, I mean, you can see it on the left side of the screen there, is just to do all of those units and build like a full Gloomspite Git army, and then I think that'll actually be my army that I play with. And then I've got some other things. I think I was gonna do a Seraphon army after that. So we'll see. It's obviously very expensive to buy everything for a 3,000 point army, so I don't know if I'd go that far, but I probably want to sell these guys first, and then if I did that, then I would be like, okay, well now I've got the funds to build a 3,000 point Seraphon army, but I'm getting way ahead of myself. I got to paint all these and then do shading, or I gotta speed paint them, and then the plan is to put this stuff on them to seal everything in, and then shade it afterwards, and then do like textures and aging and details and all that fun stuff. So so like for initial layer of speed paint and then details. So all right, with that, yeah, for anyone watching, thanks for checking it out, and I will see you all tomorrow. Cheers.